Before you skip to the end of the video, I have something to say. I told myself a week ago that I wasn't going to make any more tier list videos. I have been struggling with all of the horrible feedback, mean-spirited feedback I have received over the course of the past months making these tier lists. I started making them as a guide to help new players so that when veteran savvy players approach them and try to trade for the dragonflies and their disco bees and their raccoons and offered up garbage, I wanted to guide these new players to let them know what their things were worth. And I use real world values because that's the only marketplace where I can find actual listed values that fluctuate with supply and demand. But so many people have said such horrible things that I think I decided a week ago I was done. I was going to focus on other content. But I have been doing YouTube for 10 years, 10 plus years. And in that time, I've learned something about this career path. I've learned that even if 100 people commented on a video and said the worst things possible, it feels like you're drowning in negative feedback when that happens. But if 100,000 people watched that video and only 100 people lost their minds, there were 99,900 people who enjoyed the video and didn't get upset, many of which probably liked it. So I need to remember and remind myself that for all the people who lose their minds about my lists, there are countless, exponentially more people that enjoy them. So if you're part of the people that do enjoy them, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit the subscribe button. And if you've already done so, hit the like button. Because I'm going to be looking at those two metrics to see just how many people truly enjoy these tier lists. If the numbers are good, I'll keep making them. And I will deal with the consequences of all the other people who say the worst things. But I'll make this video. I will make this tier list. And we'll see what happens. Starting off with the poor dragonfly who has dropped down to the E tier firmly. If it wasn't for the fact that it was a divine pet, I would knock this off the list. In fact, everything in the E tier, I would cut off this list if they weren't divine pets or useful pets with useful abilities. Because everything in the E tier is pretty much worthless in terms of value. It's insane. After that, you have the corrupted kit, who is at the top of the E tier. Oh, by the way, the dragonfly, in terms of demand, probably still trades at a medium demand. Same with the corrupted kit. It trades at a medium to a medium high demand. I actually wrote down some demands here. A demand value on all of these cards. They're not cards, Crow. They're pets. I'm a card collector, as you can see behind me. Sorry. Corrupted kit still has a medium to medium high demand. It trades very well in public servers. And it's just a decent pet, but there's just a lot of them. The French fry ferret has moved up to C tier. This is shocking. It has a really decent demand. It has a medium demand, but its value has moved up into the C tier. I can no longer keep it in the D tier. Its value is just too high. It's just because it's one of the best leveling pets in the game. I mean, you have lots of other pets that level up pets in the low end, in the low age brackets, but once you get to those high age brackets, French fry ferret just clears. And then you combine that with things like 15-second peacocks, etc., and the French fry ferret definitely clears. So if you have heavy ones or heavy rainbow ones, they're even more valuable than that. Spinosaurus is up in the B tier. Great pet, great effect, high demand. People still love to trade for the Spinosaurus. I'm shocked that its value has not dropped faster because of all these seal methods and the koi methods. I'm surprised, but I'm guessing the demand is kind of keeping up with it because the demand is high. Pachycephalosaurus, I'm not going to list it. We're not using it right now. I didn't even look it up. The Pachycephalosaurus does not have a use outside of anti-bee egg crafting. Aside from that, there's no use for it. No point in putting it on the list. The disco bee slapped. Remember how I mentioned anti-bee egg farming? The disco bee has been slapped. It is up in the A tier, but it is definitely, there was a time where a 2-to-1 disco bee to a raccoon was a dream. Now it's an underpay. That's funny. Queen bee is down in the D tier. Solid pet, solid effect, solid desirability. It has a medium to medium high desirability and trade demand. I like the queen bee. I have a soft spot for it, but it's just outclassed by the mimic. Bald eagle is in low D tier. It has a low to medium demand. People already have the bald eagles that they need. unless you have a new player coming in and he's like, I want to hatch eggs like crazy, and he acquires a whole bunch of bald eagles. Aside from that, their demand is kind of low. They're hard to trade. The golden goose is so cooked. It's so cooked. It's such a bad bet. It's so bad. I mean, yeah, fortune's a great, mutation and such, but once you put fortune on your giant plant, you're pretty much done with it. It's not that great of a bet. Butterfly. Butterfly is now at the bottom of B tier. I believe people have been hatching bug eggs like crazy, and the butterfly is dropping steadily. It is still highly desirable. It is a high demand. They trade very well and very easily, but it is definitely below the Spino. Not by much, but enough. It's definitely below the Spino. Brontosauruses have also climbed with the French fry ferret. People are starting to realize that there's just certain pets in this game that you gotta have. If you're gonna hatch eggs, if you're gonna age pets, if you're gonna do things. And the Brontosaurus is one of those pets. Its supply was dwindled because people back in the day were shoving them into seals to get back eggs to acquire T-Rexes. And now they've realized, oh, we've got Nexito Brontosauruses. We almost made them extinct. Oh, and they're useful for hatching heavy pets. Yeah, I really want to make that Titanic a super Titanic. Okay, maybe they have some value. So they're actually up here with the French fry ferrets. They're actually transacting for a lot more. Not a lot more, but significantly more than the French fry ferret. There's a sizable gap there. That's why I put that one first. After that, the lobster. Lobster's got a great mutation. It's not that valuable. It is low D tier. I think its rarity is keeping it up there, and its decent effect is keeping it up there. Any of the recent divines have just been farmed into the dirt. There were more players playing the game back in the T-Rex Spinosaurus era, right? There was way more. There was like 2 to 3 million players playing back then. And there was less players playing now. So I think it's a bit of price memory of why the Spino is worth what it's worth versus something like a lobster. Even though lobster's got some pretty cool mutations it applies, but there's still a good supply of lobster. I don't know. This whole supply demand thing is crazy because you have like popularity of the pet, and then you've got like these older pets are OG status, and you got price memory, and you have all these different factors all coming into the supply versus demand equation that makes value. So it's really hard to describe. The fortune squirrel. Remember, I think the last I made, the fortune squirrel was super high because it was like one of the brand new pets that came out, and nobody had acquired it yet because no one had gotten that deep into the chubby chipmunk event yet. Oh yeah, no, it's garbage. It's trash. I didn't even put the Hyrax on this list because it's worth even less. The fortune squirrel, it's fine. Everyone's got them. Everyone's got multiple. People found ways to do that event. What we didn't realize about the chubby chipmunk event was as the chipmunk got heavier, its age increased exponentially twice. I'm doing a really horrible job explaining this. I've only had like half a cup of coffee so far. So as the chubby chipmunk got heavier, it gained more kgs per trigger. And as the thing got heavier, we noticed that its cooldown got lower and lower. So the exponential growth went brrr. So people all of a sudden realized, oh, I can do this chubby chipmunk squirrel thing 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times by the end of the event. And some people did. And so there's lots of those little squirrels around. Silver Dragonfly. Silver Dragonfly is right down here with the big gold dragonfly. They're neck and neck. They're dragonflies. The T-Rex has maintained its value, I think, at the top of the C tier, mostly from a cool factor and from the factor of T-Rexes are useful at spreading mutations, and the previous event, the Chubby Chipmunk event, cared about mutation spreading, so T-Rexes held value there. Griffins, interesting effect, low tier viability, and they have low demand. Yeah, demand. T-Rex, high demand, right? People love trading for them. Brontosauruses, medium-ish demand. People enjoy trading for them. Lobster, more of a medium to low demand from what I can gather. Raiju is a D tier pet, but it has low demand. Low demand. Nobody wants it. Now, this next pet is really fascinating. And this is where sometimes where sorting the tier list by online real-world values can fall short, right? So what's happening right now is online, on websites, there's lots of barn owls. They've got lots and lots of barn owls. They're everywhere. That egg was farmed like crazy. There's lots of barn owls. As such, it's really, really low in terms of its online value. Having said that, my own comment section has been flooded with people going trading for 8 barn owls. I'm looking for 8 barn owls. Please somebody trade me 8 barn owls. Why is this? Because in the current event, the barn owl is relevant and you can get huge reapers. I got a 4-kilogram reaper using 8 barn owls. As such, you may find people in the real game not even considering online values, just hunting for barn owls. So the demand for this is super high right now. Luminous Sprite, the only reason it's on here is because it is technically a divine pet. It has low value and low demand. Seals are on this list because they're useful pets. They have medium demand. People still want seals. They have low value, but medium demand. Ascended pets, bottom of A tier, but low demand. Just low demand. Like, they're low demand. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Yes, ascended pets go there. Yes, they're worth that, but they move and trade so rarely. If you need one to put your Dawnbound on your one planet, congratulations. Go get tigers. Tigers also apply Dawnbound now. So like, I don't know. I don't know what's propping up the ascended pet. Maybe because it's just the rarest mutation in the game. Maybe. I don't know. Tigers. Tigers are a weird one. They're weird because, well, they're actually D tier. They're decent. Yeah, why am I saying this? Why am I saying they're weird? They're up here. They're really good D tier pets with great demand. Great demand. People love the fact that they can apply, harmonized chakra and Dawnbound. They're surprisingly among the more valuable divine pets we've had in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, most divine pets go into the garbage tier. Most divine pets are only here just because they're divine in name and they have no value. But those have good trade value and really good demand. Fennec Fox. The Fennec Fox has medium demand. I don't know why. Blows my mind. And it is worth identical to a Disco Bee. Yeah, we're there. The Disco Bee has fallen that far as people use Pachycephalosaurus to do anti-bee egg crafting over and over and over to farm them. Yes, the Fennec Fox and the Disco Bee are equal in value. Space Squirrel! Garbage! Poor thing. I love a Space Squirrel. It's a cool pet. And it gives Void Touch, which is a great mutation. It's a great multiplier. But there's just lots of them. People farm them like crazy. People farmed up big ones with barn owls. It was great. Red Fox is so bad. So bad. Huge pets. Huge pets. I'll put them back on the list. This is for, remember, this is for a common huge pet. This is for a huge cat, a huge lab, a huge, I don't know, something, anything. Huge pets start here, and then from there, good luck. Koi, useful pet. I made a video recently talking about the weight breakpoints and rainbow/gold breakpoints you need to reach to get to certain percentages. And if you want that information, check out my channel. There's a video on it talking about those kinds of things. The Koi has a very difficult one to reach. It is E tier pet, a really good pet. People love Koi. Blood owls, top of D tier. I think because people remember in their brains blood owls for pet leveling, that their value is maintained here when the wisp is 25% better. Equal weight wisps are 25% better, but people seem to forget that. Mimic octopuses. Guys, the mimic octopus is no longer equal to a T-Rex. It is now a good chunk less of a T-Rex. They're no longer a fair trade. Not even close. You could throw in a red fox or a space squirrel or a red panda or almost even a dragonfly. You know what? Honestly, we can throw in a dragonfly. That's how bad the dragonfly is now. That's the difference. I think what's happened, and it's pretty simple, part of the reason why brontosauruses are high and part of the reason why mimics are low is that in the paradise egg is the mimic, the peacock, and the capybara. That's 3 out of the 5 pets. And what is in common with all 3 of those 5 pets? When they're titanic, they're worth a boatload. So what's happening is people are using seals to acquire all the pets in the mimic egg, the paradise egg, to sell them with seals on the field to get eggs back, to hatch them with brontos on the field, praying to whatever RNG god they pray to that they get a huge trigger or a titanic trigger. And it's one of the 3, and you have a 3 out of 5 chance, on a huge trigger for it to be worth a boatload. Capybaras are not worth a boatload, but they're worth a kit to 2 kits, depending on the size of a titanic capybara. Peacocks can be worth a couple of kits all the way up to like 6, 7, 8 kits, depending on the size of the peacock. And then the mimic. So what's happening is people are farming paradise eggs like crazy. That's part of the reason why brontos are up there, because brontos help you take a 6 kilogram peacock to like a 9 kilogram peacock. You know what I mean? As such, people are farming the eggs like crazy, and they're hatching and they're getting all these mimics by accident on their quest to acquire titanic mimics and peacocks and capybaras. Cockatrice, bottom of E tier, garbage. Red fox? People have said the red fox have been buffed. Somebody said they got a whole bunch of really good seeds with the red fox now. I almost want to equip a red fox and give it a test spin It doesn't have a lot of trade value right now, but it might in the future if they keep buffing it and people start to catch on. I don't know. Phoenix is down here as well in the E tier. Great for spreading mutations, but right this second, we're no longer in a spreading mutation event. Blood hedgehogs are confusing to me. They're the bottom D tier. I think they should be even lower than that. They honestly should be even lower than that because there's new pets that do what it does better to every fruit. And this one only does to pricklies. I don't know how popular pricklies are right now. It also could just be a supply thing, right? There's super old OG pets. Swans, low value, low demand. Blood kiwis, low value, medium demand. Bald eagles are just better. Now we're going to talk about some of the more interesting new pets. The Mizuchi has dropped drastically as everybody has completed their battle pass. I mean, right now you're farming up multiple fruits to feed for the Halloween event, so you're getting battle pass done by accident. So everyone's completed their battle pass, or most people have completed their battle pass by now. And then I'm going to get 37 comments going, "I haven't completed my battle pass." You're just slow. It's okay. Don't worry about it. The Mizuchi is down here with the Phoenix in terms of value, unless you have a Rainbow Hatch one. Even then, I don't know what people are trading all that Rainbow Hatch stuff for when it comes to that kind of stuff. Chinchillas, also low. Their effect has not been as useful as we were hoping. We were all so excited, and it just wasn't. The Raccoon, S tier pet. Right now, the Raccoon, in terms of value, in terms of things, it's more than 2 Disco Bees to a Raccoon. It's like 2 Disco Bees and a T-Rex. Yeah, 2 Disco Bees and a T-Rex to a Raccoon. That's where that's at right now. The Kitsune has also dropped. The Kitsune is worth less than 2 Raccoons. 2 Raccoons is an overpay. 2 Raccoons is an overpay to the tune of like a Spino. 2 Racks and a Spino is roughly worth a Kitsune. No, my bad. A Kitsune and a Spino is worth 2 Raccoons. I've seen people in Discord servers pull up my name and get mad at me because I say the Kitsune keeps dropping this much. But it keeps dropping this much. I'm just reporting to you what I find. It's almost like people are realizing, wait a minute. The tiger can apply the chakras, right? And my Red Kitsune has already applied the chakra on that big plant. And now the Red Kitsune has a 20-minute cooldown to steal. But my Raccoon has a 15-minute cooldown to steal, which means in an hour, the Raccoon gets 4 pieces of fruit and the Kitsune only gets 3. Maybe I should just use Raccoons. The Red Kitsune is kind of overrated, not gonna lie. The only thing holding up its value is its rarity. Now we're gonna talk about some of the new pets. Now, most of the new pets, you know it and I know it. I mean, we're 48 to 72 hours away from when they were released. Pretty much most of the new pets don't have a whole lot of value, right? So I grabbed the rarest ones, and then I grabbed the black cat, because the black cat's interesting. It's down here with all these pets, right? It's an easier pet. But the black cat can be pretty good at growing big plants. Now, I personally have not done the research necessary to discover whether multiple black cats stack. I know that an individual black cat can go up to a 2 times increase in fruit size, but I did not test yet whether multiple black cats can stack on top of each other and have an increase. I have to check that. And if you know, if you've done the testing, comment down below and tell me. After that, we have the Reaper. Now, the Reaper is a store pet and it's in the store occasionally. So the funny thing about the Reaper is you are going to be able to find Reapers size between 1 kilogram-ish all the way up to 4 kilograms. Thank you to the barn owls. As such, if you have a little Reaper, you might have a hard time trading it. But if you have a 3 or 4 kilogram Reaper because of your barn owl army, I think people might dig that a lot more. A really big Reaper looks cool. As of right now, subject to change by the time this video is posted, as of right now, I could find Reapers no lower in value on the internet than like this butterfly range, right? Actually, the butterfly is more like this. Yeah. That's right where I can find the values right now. Reaper and Spino, right now, we're early in the event. Reapers and Spinos are right here. This is going to drop because I'm pretty sure we got days and days of this and Halloween's going to last for 3 weeks. Maybe the Reaper's only a 1-week thing. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. If the Reaper was only a 1-week thing, that's kind of cool. But what if the Reaper's a 2-week thing? What if the Reaper's a 3-week thing? That Reaper value might drop tremendously. Right this second, if you're trading it, that's roughly where it is. But just recognize that if you're watching this video tomorrow, if you're watching this video 2 days from now, if you're watching this video on the weekend, it's not where the value's at. The Headless Horseman. Oh, man. So I made a video on talking about the Headless Horseman. And I made the video like 2 or 3 hours after it was released. And people are like, why don't you make tier lists the day of the pets coming out? This is why. because the only headless horsemen I could find on the internet were worth 2 kitsunes at the time. You know what's worth now? Not 2 kitsunes. You know what it was worth 10 hours after release? Not 2 red kitsunes. But at the time I made the video, it was. And people destroyed me. Oh, it was brutal. The Headless Horseman right now, as of the making of this video, is above the Disco Bee in value. It is not a raccoon. It's not. 2 Headless Horsemen to raccoon is an overpayment, right? 1 a raccoon is an underpayment. A raccoon and a Disco Bee is perfect. Perfect to a raccoon, right? There you go. Headless Horseman and a Disco Bee will get you a raccoon in a fair trade that no one will give you because everyone's trying to rip you off in trades. But that's where the values are right now, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you didn't hear my opening monologue, if you want me to continue to make these tier lists, hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, hit like. And I'm going to look at those numbers and decide whether continuing to receive the hate that I receive for these videos is worth the pain.